Hello, everyone. This is Jimmy Hitchcock from the Jimmy Hitchcock podcast called Post POAST TRT, the real truth. Stop posting those lies and tell the truth out there. Anyway, this is my final part of the series of post plan of action, and I went through the history on one, and I went through some portion of the plan on the other, but the entire thing is about cooperative business structures. In the beginning, it's about cooperative business structures. Okay, so I just want people to imagine what I'm talking about. Okay, a cooperative business structure is a business that is very democratic. Okay, the whole establishment is democratic. The voting processes. There really is no CEO but a manager, right? And no one person gets the bulk of the income or the money coming through the door, right? I have. I'm going to talk about or show and present one of the most successful of the co-op business structures that's been in existence since early 70s, and it's called Park Slope Co-op, and that Park Slope Co-op is in Park Slope, New York, right? So it's right outside of the city, or right in the city, and it's a very successful cooperative business structure and a very successful story as far as business is concerned. We're talking about people that didn't really want to eat foods with pesticides and things of that nature, and they wanted to have pure organic food. And they created a business called Park Slope Grocery Store and Park Slope Food, and they have one of the best business co-op businesses to ever exist. But Ace Hardware is also a cooperative business structure, right? So it's a bunch of business structures out there that you probably didn't know was a cooperative that are, right? And I'll list some more at the end of this, but I just want to talk to you about what we could do with the cooperative business structure, like the ones that are already existing that are share companies right now. When I say share, it's like you're sharing your car, you're sharing your house, and you're sharing your car with any one of the people, the apps out there, right? Say you're doing a grocery delivery app. Say you're doing the rideshare app. Say you're doing a food delivery app. Well, what we want to do is we want to convert all of those. Every single one of those, right? Airbnbs. We want to convert every single one of those business structures into cooperatives. And what we will be able to do is we will be able to extract all that money from all of these predatory situations. Like Airbnb was predatory, Uber is predatory, and the list goes on with predatory apps, right? So why are we dealing with predatory apps when we can convert these apps where people are doing these different jobs on these apps or putting their property in situations on these apps, and you're giving an enormous fee for them to connect you? It's like, this is just like this. It's like, say someone said to you, oh, okay. Are you renting your house? Okay, I know a couple that would come over and rent that house for a month because they're in transition right now and they're coming from New York, and they want to rent a house, and you got a 3-bedroom and they have 2 kids, and then I think about having another one, or the lady's pregnant and they'll probably want to rent your house for a month. Then it actually happens that person does decide to come over there and rent your house for a month. How much do you think the middleman should get for that? How much do you think the middleman should get for that? What about if somebody asks you, hey, will you take me over to the store? Okay, but if somebody asks you through another person, right? There's a middleman in that situation. That middleman is a person that other person knows, right? He asked them, do you know anybody that can take me to the store? Right? And that middleman says, yes, I know somebody can take you to the store, right? And he said, but I'll tell you for a fee. How much do you think that guy is owed? 5%, 2%, 3%, 10%, 20%, 40%, 50%? What is the actual fair number that would be, given to that middleman, right? What if that guy started a business based on what he said to you, and hey, all he does is go out there and find people to take people places, and he developed a business designed to just connect people that need rides. How much is it that you think that you should pay that person in the middle? How much is that because you're paying your car, you're paying for the gas, you're paying for the maintenance. How much is it that person in the middle need? What's the actual number? That's fair, right? So of these predatory apps out here, I think Uber is the most predatory business in the history of America, outside of slavery, right? That might be malicious, but what I'm trying to tell you is actually real talk. Real talk. They expect you to do incredible feats for a little bit of money. They expect you to put gas in your car, do all the maintenance, make sure that nobody, throws up in your car, or make sure that you don't get killed on the road, and they pay you pennies on a dollar. They pay you pennies on a dollar. So if you're talking about doing something in that type of a environment where they take a business where all this company does, all that business does is connect people together, and that becomes a publicly traded entity. Really. Right. So of course, I've been doing this Uber app, and in the beginning, just like I said, when I said it on the last podcast, they will treat you great in the beginning, but as time goes on, they will try to extract the most money out of you that is possible. They're going to extract the most money out of you that's possible. Now, what I'm trying to put a company up called Hitch a Ride. Right? I'm put a company up called Hitch a Ride. And what we need to do is get the word out to people who drive Uber, and they will come aboard. Why will they come aboard? Because the things that we're going to do as an organization is we're going to make it so that you enjoy the whole situation. You enjoy working for my organization. You enjoy working for Hitch a Ride. What will you do? You will be able to get the best rides possible. The least that you're going to make is $24 an hour. That's the least. Okay. And we're going to take very minimal. What we're going to take is because this is a cooperative structure, because it's a cooperative structure, we'll be able to take the money and put it in places where it's actually needed. Right. Derek Khosrowshahi, they gave him a $40 million bonus a couple of years ago. When I worked for it, I quit because I was getting, listen to this, I was getting 25, 30 cent a mile rides. They expect you to do them. And when you don't do them, they punish you for it. Right. So when I say you punish, your rating goes down. Right. But I did thousands of rides. I made a bunch of money in the first year, and as the years went by, I did it for a 2.5, almost 3 years. I saw that if I continue on the path, then I'm just going to burn out a car and not be able to buy it with the funds that they provided for me. Right. And that's important. If you're going to be able to do this business, you're going to have to be able to buy a car over and over and over, obviously. Right. But they don't care. They're just going to sign up somebody else, that's not on the app, and somebody else will come along and they just replace you. They don't care anything about that vehicle that you're using to do business with, or to get the passengers wherever they're going to and fro. They don't care anything about you or the business. That's different in a cooperative structure because, one, we're going to actually build the company out together, right? We're going to build the company out together, and we're going to be able to make all the rules that's associated with the organization. or the ride share. We're going to be able to make all the rules, right? So I'm saying, come along, come to hitch a ride, right? Those who want to share in the profits pay $108 a month, and those who don't pay $18 a month, right? $18 a month. That's all it's going to take. And then, of course, we're going to be taking a fee for connecting you with the writer, but it's going to be very minimal. It's going to be what we determine it is. So all we have to do is get a bunch of people together that's doing the Uber system already, and we revamp the system. It's that simple. It's that simple. And all we have to do is get the structures up. And I just wanted to give everybody an opportunity to just have, a couple of people opportunity to have input in it. And then I'll go get all the structures built up myself if that's needed. Right. But after that, we need to build out the structure of the business itself, and we need to build out the bylaws and all the rules as it pertains to driving in this type of rideshare situation, right? That's all we want to do, right? So, but what we will get determined is that you will be paid a wage that is fair. That's what we will determine. We will not be screwing you over. We will not put you in dangerous situations, in bad environments at the wrong time. With Uber, there was a couple of situations. Now, there's certain things you cannot avoid, right? But I saw this lady let this man in the backseat of her car. They had it on film. He had a mask on and he didn't speak. As soon as that happened, you have to tell that dude to exit your vehicle because you're in a dangerous situation, right? If a person just gets in a car with a mask on, a hat on, a hoodie on, and then you speak to them and they don't say hello, you must tell them to exit your vehicle. And you don't get punished for that from a cooperative. But with Uber, if you'd have told that guy to leave, you would have got punished. Right? You would have gotten punished. So that's not going to happen with our situation with Hitch a Ride. With Hitch a Ride, it'll be you are the first person to determine all safety issues. You have the leeway to decline anything that you want to decline. Why? Because we're trying to keep you safe. We're trying to make sure that you, as the driver, stay alive and return home. We don't want you driving over to some neighborhood and you getting paid $15 and you die over $15. Right? We don't want that. What we want is you to be safe and you return home to your families. Right? So I can go on and on about this situation. I can go on for 3 hours nonstop. Right? Because this company, Uber, is the most predatory company I have ever seen as far as the app thing is concerned. Most predatory. Now, and again, the reason why I'm saying it's predatory is because you got somebody over your shoulder, looking over your shoulder. You don't know who that is, right? And you getting a 35 cent a mile ride and you doing that, this is a slave work. Everybody who's doing that, stop it now. Decline all those rides. Decline every single ride that I'm telling you. If you don't get anything 65 cent a mile or more, you decline it. The government says 65 cents is minimum wage. That's what the government says. They let you write that off, 65 cent a mile. So you're going to take 35 cent a mile, 25 cent a mile, 55 cent a mile? No, it's not going to happen. Not in this company. And I think that sometimes what happens is we feel like we can't quit because we got bills to pay and this is the best opportunity and we can cash out that day and we can get the money that day. If all we have to do is go out there and we work a few hours and boom, we got $100. We might have to work 5 hours, six and some change, probably 7 sometimes. to get that $100, we feel like, okay, we got that money and we can pay a bill. That's not how to live. That's not how anybody should work. You should not have a situation where you have to cash out every day. You should cash out once a week. And the reason why you're cashing out every day is because you're not making enough money. Like I said, I did it. I've done it. I've done the Uber thing. I can talk to you about this because I did thousands of rides, thousands. Right? I've done thousands of rides. I have 300,000 miles on my Prius. 300,000 because of these apps. Right? I do these apps. I always had in the back of my mind that I want to start my own, but I see that you cannot start a rideshare company without it being a cooperative. There's no way. There's absolutely no way to sustain a business that's basically using other people's things. It just doesn't make sense. You understand what I'm saying? It doesn't even make sense. So please come over here. Come to Hitch a Ride. We will develop a company that you love that will give away prizes, give away trips for the week, paid trips for the week, right? So you have paid time off. We will give away prizes like seat covers, floor mats, gas cards. We'll give away prizes like that. It'll be a fun venture. But what we won't do is just drag you like a slave. That's what we won't do. I've gone and on, but I'm going to give you an example of a cooperative structure. I talked about it before. It's Park Slope, right? You can tell when they built that business structure that it was a lot of care that was put into it, a lot of love, a lot of, beautiful feelings, a lot of philosophy, including everyone in the community, making it a great place to work, great work environment. It's almost like Trader Joe's, but Trader Joe's is not a cooperative, but it looks like a kind of a co-op that's kind of Trader Joe cultural building like, it's like that type of culture. So I love watching some of these videos with Park Slope, right? And where did I get the idea about cooperative business structures? It was I came upon it actually on a guy who wanted to build one out himself, but he's out of the country. And having him try to build a cooperative in America from outside the country, it's just not going to get done like it's going to get done if we build it right here ourselves, because we can go directly down to the politicians who we have to basically hand money to, right? So we're going to go straight to the politicians, go straight to the Capitol, and go straight to places where we can just give them the money so we can open up business, right? And a lot of people are talking about this. Oh, well, they're not really making any money. Yes, some of the ride shares, I agree, not making money, but why aren't they making money? You have to just really dig deep into the numbers. Why aren't they making money? One, because they can sell some of the data. They sell on a lot of the data, right? Because it started out as a data company. So why aren't they making money? They try to expand too fast. You're trying to go to Bangladesh instead of going to Mount Pleasant, North Carolina. You're trying to expand in places that you can't really expand, right? Without taking a loss. You have to go to France. You're going over to France where you have to buy off the government and you have to figure out ways to get into that system, and they're not going to allow you. So you're going to have to put on a fight, right? So that's going to take even more money. You're trying to go to Germany. Well, they ain't having it either. right? So this is the reason why Uber don't have any money, is because they're trying to expand in the places that they shouldn't be trying to expand in. They trying to become a global company, but they're not a global type of company because they're using other people's stuff. It don't make any sense. It don't make sense. Right? So with Hitch a Ride, we will not do that. The furthest we're gonna go is Hawaii. Maybe Hawaii. Right? And that might not even be an option. Because what we're going to do is plot along and expand in a slow manner so that we can fill out the country, so that we can get people in the rural areas, we can get them in our car. Right? It's going to be a little bit more expensive, of course, but that's who you're supposed to target. You're not supposed to expand in Bangladesh and Thailand before you fill out America. And that's all I'm saying, right? So that's why they're losing a bunch of money, and they got $6 billion in cash in the bank. I mean, that's a pretty good sum of money. And they paying Derek Khosrowshahi like $400 million a year and giving them $40 million bonuses. So they got some money. So where's that money coming from? It's coming from the backs of the drivers. And they got thousands of them in just North Carolina alone. Tens of thousands. Right? So we take it from them. We take it from them. That's all I'm saying. We take it from them. And this will be one of multiple businesses that is one of the post businesses that helps clean the community up, right? Because we're going to put these businesses, the structures of these businesses will go in the community. All right. So we'll put these structures in the community. We will do 3 hours a month community service, paid 3 hours. So you can take the kid wherever they want to be able to go to the movies or whatever, they can go to the movies. But we want to have some mentor sessions where we go in the community and help out the community, paid. Right? So this is going to be an extraordinary feat if you want to come aboard. It'll be fun. It'll be great building out this business that we collectively build. I'm telling you, it can be done, and it can be done in a quick manner. And if somebody's offering a plan for the community that has no type of time frame, that's quick, and everybody can't participate, it's not a plan. If everybody can't come together and communicate, and it's just a very simple plan that we can implement, it's not a plan. It's not. It's not, because we don't have time to waste. Right? We don't know what's going to happen with these tariffs. We don't know what's going to happen with how Trump is going to try to go about fixing the economy. And I can't blame him, because it's a mess. It's a mess right now. And the dollar is getting crushed. So I think he's trying to head off a serious depression, not recession, depression. And he got to do what he's got to do. So I'm not blaming him for it. And I don't even think about it. We shouldn't even be thinking about it or talking about it or thinking about anything government. What we should be thinking about is what we're going to do on the ground, how we're going to put boots on the ground, and how we're going to go into the community and clean up our own community. Yeah, it's for everybody. The whole organization, any business that we put out, we want everybody to participate. Talking about diversity, equity, and inclusion. Yes, this is what this is. Everybody come. Right? Everybody come. We don't care. But what we do care about is how you serve the community. We want you to serve the community. We want you to do things the right way. We want you to be humble enough to give excellent, incredible service to the community. That's what we want. If you're gonna come our way, that's what you got to do. That's what you got to do in this organization. You got to give 5-star rating, excellence every single time. Period. We can't have the stuff that we got in our community going on right now in our organization. You'll be out quick. We can't have it. You walk into a restaurant and you get ignored for 20 minutes, 15 minutes. No, it's not going to happen. What we have to do is redefine what service is. We want that Chick-fil-A excellence. We want that type of service to the next level. I don't know how this dude at Chick-fil-A, I don't know how the hell he is training and taming these people these days, because these people these days are absolutely out of their mind. But he's training them and taming them. And if you're going to come into this organization, you're going to be trained and tamed exactly like he's training and taming you at Chick-fil-A. So I'm going to get into this co-op right here and show you this one video. It's all really beautiful. It's all really beautiful. It's all structured beautiful. It's all beautiful concepts. And you know what those concepts are: sharing. These are African concepts, by the way. Sharing, right? Abundance, not leaving people behind, people not making 35, 40 times more than the lowest person. You know, simple stuff that, you know, like basic, just morals in an organization. So I'm gonna put that on right now.
I live nearby. I'm gonna go home, take a shower, and then go to work.
When I talk to people starting co-ops, I say, well, you want there to be a lot of excitement about your co-op when you start it. But what you're really doing is you're building a connection. And if you succeed in getting people to feel connected to their co-op that they own, the stronger you can make that connection, the stronger your co-op will be.
I live nearby. I'm gonna go home, take a shower, and then go to work.
So, how do you build a connection? If you ask someone for one of the most precious things in their life, which is a little bit of their time on earth, not your money in your bank, it's time on earth. That's all we've got. So if you're going to give that, you can make a connection.
What do you do for a living?
I'm a designer and animator.
I work in social services. I work with the homeless.
What do you do for a living?
I'm a psychoanalyst.
It represents a new economic system in this country. It's going to collapse one day if this type of system doesn't catch on.
Right. So in any cooperative structure, you got to have just a strong community as well as strong leadership, you know, so the person can see the vision through. The person's putting it together has to be able to see the vision through. And just like I said in my last podcast, if you didn't watch it, please watch it. I have no ego. Like, I don't care to run it. I don't care to be the CEO. That would command a pretty good salary, but I don't care to be the CEO. But what I will be is on the board to see it through, right? I want to see it through. But the Post is a bigger organization, right? We're just using the things that's existing today that we shouldn't be giving our money to or our property to or our cars to. Or we should not be giving these people access to our vehicles in our home and then sharing that amount of money with them. It's just predatory. It's just kind of a slave type of system that they tricked us into believe that we're actually making money. When a lot of people are not even making money. I see people out door dashing and doing Uber Eats and stuff with like Chargers and Ford F-150s and, you know, the biggest gas guzzling vehicles there are. Like if you run out that gas, you're going to put $100 in that vehicle, right? Then you're going to have to make at least another 100 more to make it a good day. And then you're running out gas while you're doing that. I'm seriously confused as to how people make money in those gas guzzlers. It's just stupid. Please stop doing that, because you're not making any money. All you're doing is putting miles on your car, and once you include the maintenance, if you don't have a Prius, if you don't have an electric car, once you include the maintenance and the gas and the insurance that you're paying monthly to do that business or to do that ride share or the food, once you start to calculate how much you really make, a lot of you are in the negative. And most of us, even with the Priuses, even with the electric vehicles, you're not really making the money that you're supposed to make. You're not doing it. You're not making it. You're not even making above minimum wage. You're not. If you're doing all the calculations right. And if you want to know, just hit me in just text, just in the chat, put something in the chat, and we can sit down and discuss it. Are you really making any money? I would say 60% of the people doing it have no idea what they're doing and no idea how to calculate whether they're making money or not. At least 60%. And then there's another 15% or so that's calculating it wrong. And if they're calculating it wrong, they think they're making a little bit more money than the first group. And then the last group are making a little bit of money. And the reason why they're making a little bit of money is because they're full-time workers and they know how to work the system. They figured out the app in certain ways, but it's hard now because they figured out that you figured out the app. And they want to make as much money as they can for their shareholders. They do not want you to make any money. Period. And if you don't believe that, just sit down and do the numbers. There's some guys out here with some good calculations. The way you calculate, there's some guys on here on YouTube that'll help you do it. But what I'm asking you is to quit today. Today. Quit. Quit. Or keep doing it. Come here. Help me build out this business structure, this cooperative. Help me build it out so that you can be a part of this business structure and you can leave that one. The one date we will say Uber goes out of business on this day. That's what we should do. We shouldn't wait around for them to decide when it's time for you to leave, because a lot of times they can kick you out for no reason at all. They can kick you out for no reason. They can toss you to the side for no reason. Or if you get a little small ticket, they'll suspend your account and say you're off the platform. Even if it's just a little registration situation or anything, a little left turn at the wrong place, they can take you off the app. Right? So why would you do that? Why would you be associated with it? I understand it. I understand the ability to be able to cash out. And, they're taking on immigrants and things like that to allow to fill up the space of the people that's quitting, because a lot of people are quitting. Because a lot of people are catching on that it's predatory. And the way they're predatory is malicious. It's not just predatory, it's malicious. And they want to be malicious. And guess what? This is the thing that I'm going to tell you. Come on and hitch a ride. We will actually answer the phone when you call in customer service. We'll actually answer the call. And we'll actually have the conversation with you about why the ride went bad. I had several times where I was doing Uber and the price would come across, let's just say it was $21. And somehow I ended up with 17. And I'd call in and say, hey, they would say, oh, hold on, we'll send you over to the next person. Oh, hold on, we'll send you to the next person. Oh, 30 minutes of sending me to the next person. Hold on, we'll send you to the, hold on, we're going to send you to the next person. Hold on, hold on, we'll send you to the 30 minutes. And you as a customer, you call in the Uber, you can't even get Uber. You can't even get the people on the phone. You have problems in situations with the driver, you can't get the people on the phone. You have to text it in or something like that. All right? Yeah, this is real. So I want to build out a business that's inclusive of everybody, great customer service, great service. Incredible service. If you can't serve people, you can't be a part of this situation. You can't be a part of Hitch a Ride. If you can't humble yourself to serve people and you in your car and you smoking weed in your car and your car smell like weed and they report you, you done forever. Like you can't get back home. Like you are ignorant enough to smoke weed while people are in your car with you that you're taking to the airport. You're going to have these people smelling like weed, right? Come on, man. We got some issues, but these issues will not be happening in Hitch a Ride. It will not happen. Come aboard, come with me. I'm telling you, we will build out an incredible business for the driver, not for these people that's taking the money on the backside and speculators and people in the stock market and CEOs that make $400 million. Not them, not those people. That's not who this business is for. This business is for the driver and it's for the people. So that's the first cooperative that we're going to tackle. I have the business plan already mapped out. We can change it. We can review it together. We can take it to the lawyers together. We can brand it together. I mean, I have a Hitch a Ride. If you don't like Hitch a Ride, we can do something else. All I'm trying to do is get a business for the community, right? For everybody. But I want the business. I want one of the situations when you sign up for this business, you're signing up for 3 hours a month community service. I know that's hard to regulate. I know that's hard, but we're asking it of you. 3 hours a month. That's it. You either go in and beautify the community, mentor somebody in the community, or do something in the community that's constructive. Go to the elderly's house, help out with the elderly community. These are the things that we ask of all of our workers, all of our members. 3 hours a month. That's it. We got a bad reading problem in the African American community right now. The worst it's been since 1920. Yeah. The worst it's been since 1920. We have a bad situation because of the COVID situation. Kids got left behind. So we need people to come back to the community. We had a mass exodus out, but we need you to come back to help in the community and help kids get ahead. That's what we need. Post. It's a plan of action. Stop talking. Plan of action, stop talking. I have a couple of plans. If you want to come in and be a part of that plan, that's great. We want to spread the information, spread the word that there's a plan out there that we can actually gravitate to. Turn our organization into a pact where we affect politics, things like that. We aspire to be more than just a business and an organization that just mentors people. We aspire to do other things, right? Because all of it is a plan of action. There's no need to talk anymore. All we need to do is put plans together. If you don't like my plan, just tell me. I don't care. I don't have an ego. Just say it's a bad plan. We'll figure it out together. But what we do need is a plan. And instead of talking on Facebook, instead of talking and just yapping and crying and whining, Trump got rid of DEI. I don't know what to do. What you need to do is build it yourself. Then you can have all the diversity, equity, inclusion you want when it's yours. Stop crying and whining. We're the cryingest, whiningest people on this planet. But here's the thing. We're some of the most innovative people in the world. Some of the smartest people in the world. But we whine and cry all the time about what Trump is doing and whoever else is doing what. Oh, Trump said this and he hired this white supremacist that said blah, blah, blah about this and that. Who cares? I don't care. What can they do to me? Nothing. Nothing. They can talk. But they can't do anything because you can have an effect on politics. You just went the wrong way last time. You can have an effect on politics, the local politics. The local politics is more important than the politics of Trump and that high office. Local politics affect you more, but you're always thinking and talking about Trump. Trump, that whole situation, the national situation, yes, it can have detrimental effects. Like y'all say that the detrimental effect is going to be when he eliminates Department of Education. Y'all think that's detrimental? I don't. The reason why I don't think it, because that was a situation, a whole department that was built out under Carter. Yes, it was super effective in helping Black Americans get ahead then in the 70s. But since then, our reading scores have gone way down. And I've said it over and over on these podcasts. Black American children are reading at a level that's hadn't been since the 1920s, like I said before, right? Only 20% are reading at or above age level. And as far as African-American males, only 13%. So what's going on in our community? We're blaming everybody on everything else, and we think diversity, equity, and inclusion is like, what is that doing for our children? What is that? What is that doing for our children? We're talking all about that. We're talking, and I said it before on my last podcast. The people that benefited the most from diversity, equity, and inclusion was white females, just like affirmative action. So if white females benefited the most, why are you crying? I don't understand this. Why are you crying and whining about anything dealing with diversity, equity, and inclusion? Huh? Explain it to me, please. Explain to me why we can't build our own. Why can't we do what we're supposed to be doing? We've been in a 53-year slumber. 53 years slumber. We integrated and we thought that was the best thing in the world for Black Americans. Integration. Oh, right. We're the first generation. My generation, I'm 53 years old. Actually, I'm 54. I just turned 54. I'm 54 years old. We were the first people, my generation was the first to have full rights in America, supposedly. Right. Supposedly. But once we got full rights, the full attack came on the Black community. As soon as we got the rights, the full attack came on the Black community because they're scared of something. I don't know what it is, but it's something's really scary about the African American making headway in the world. It's something about it. It's something scary out there. I don't know what it is. They know something about you that you don't know about yourself. I don't know what it is. Well, I actually do know what it is, but we'll talk about that later. But boy, oh boy, they come so hard. Heroin, right? Crime bill, crack, the whole nine. Jim Crow law. I talked about it in my last podcast. Well, that was my first one. Yeah, that was the first part of the series. I talked about that. So yeah, I'm going on a little bit because I'm a little frustrated because today we have these discussions on Facebook that make me frustrated. I just get so ticked off and frustrated. And Rod Mathis, he ticked me off even more sometime when he DMing me about some of these things. But we actually are agreements on a lot of things. But he does tick me off a little bit, saying that, I'm lost a little bit. So he say things like that, I'm lost. But maybe in some aspects I am lost. Maybe I believe too much in us. Maybe I believe too much in our people. Maybe that's what it is. That's why he called me lost, because I believe too much that we can get it done by ourselves. Maybe that's why he called me lost. Maybe. All right. So I'm going to end it right here. But I want people who's doing Uber to come with me. Come with me. I want you to come with me, and we're going to talk about this as a group, and we're going to figure it out. There's a couple cooperatives right now doing the same thing, one in California, and it's a couple more, right? But I don't know if they're doing it on the scale that I want to do it on. The scale that I want to do it on is a national scale like Uber. And I want us to be under one organization, and that's Post. I want us to be under one organization so we can all have the money to be able to get everything up, have the facility and the places to put the servers, and have all the workers in certain places throughout the country, because we need servers. Of course, we'll need servers in each region, right? So everybody share this with a person that drives Uber. Share this with a person that's on the apps making money, because I know it's a bunch of hustlers out there. And those hustlers out there that got that spirit that I got. You don't want to work for nobody. You want your time to yourself, and you want to be able to do things on your own. You don't want to work in an environment where that guy that's telling you what to do is not as smart as you are. You don't want to work in that type of environment, right? You want an environment where it's fun and you get paid a wage that is commensurate to your work and your work ethic. That's what you want. Hitch a Ride is that. We can build it out together. Come on aboard, guys. Come on aboard. Leave that mess and come to me. Come to this Hitch a Ride. Come to this organization, and we'll have it up and running in no time. We'll have to buy some people off. Yeah, we have to put money in different places, and we got to get the taxi. They got laws for taxis, and we got to get the insurance and things like that, which is another thing. We'll talk about it later. But I know you want to get in a situation that's so much better. And in 3 and 4 hours, you can make over $100. That's the situation. And when you're in the luxury category, you get all that money. All we are is just the middleman. You got all that money. We might get like $1. We're just going to hit you up with another passenger. And then we want you to extend it to that customer that you are of service to them and give them a card. We don't care. We don't care. We want you to make connections. That's it. That's all we want. That's all we're going to want. I'm telling you, come with me. We can get it done. Post TRT, Jimmy Hitchcock, I'm out.